song for you, and this has been really a lot of fun. You're a great audience. I was telling the folks last night, nobody believes me, but a good show is not about the performer. It's about the audience and the sound, in that order. Third thing is the performer. I could do this to an empty room and nobody give a shit, right? I've done this to people who are nearly asleep while I'm playing. I'm not kidding you. And boy, it makes a big difference when the sound is pristine, which it is. It's wonderful in here, and when the audience is having a good time. So I don't even care about money anymore. I mean, really, this is just if it's going to be fun, I'm there, and this has been a lot of fun. I wrote this with a friend of mine who lives in Cochise, Arizona. His name is Robert George. He was telling me a story about how this area that they lived in, he lived in, is near these hills where Geronimo's people lived. And the short story about Geronimo is, first of all, that's not his name. His name is something like Goyhokla, which means one who laughs. This guy wasn't doing a whole lot of laughing. His wife, mother, and children were all killed by the American and Mexican armies. And so he wouldn't remove his people. He wasn't a chief, they weren't really his people, but he was the defender of those people. He was the one that was angry enough to keep them there. And they wanted to stay in their ancient native land. They'd been there for 10,000 years. And the US Army wanted to move them someplace else. And the Mexican Army was helping to get rid of them. He held out for 10 years, hiding in the hills, coming down on night raids. And there's a story about him that says how he got his name, Geronimo, was the Mexican soldiers would be sleeping in their tents at 3 in the morning with their clothes off, and here would come these whooping Indians riding in on horses, and they'd be jumping up and trying to pull their pants on, running out of the tent, across the desert, going, praying to St. Jerome, Geronimo, Geronimo, Geronimo. So that's how he got his name. That's one story. I don't know if that's... Anyway, so Robert told me this story, and we wrote this song that is less about Geronimo than about Robert riding his motorcycle. I don't know how that happened, but I love this song and I love the words. I gripped my iron Appaloosa far out in the Arizona night. Cold echoes from the Red Rock Canyons join me in my midnight ride. I faintly hear the phantom war cries the proud Apache once called home. Are those marauding ghosts behind me, or the moon reflecting off my chrome? In the hills of Geronimo, a kingdom will be brought low. History robs us of all we call holy. It crumbles so slowly here, like the hills of Geronimo. I ride these haunted, crooked highways among the bones of old mesquite. And the lion's roar of my old Harley brands that disappear and breathe. Like it feels a lonely kinship with the people who died wild and proud, fighting in defense of freedom's birthright is what this land is all about. In the hills of Geronimo, Our kingdom will be brought low. History rounds us of all we call holy. We crumble so slowly, like the hills of Geronimo. Ride is rough beyond these highway signs, but at least down here I know the road is mine. I'd rather risk it all and sometimes lose than just cruise along on roads I did not choose. In the hills of Geronimo, our kingdom will be brought low. History robs us of all we call holy. We crumble so slowly here, like the hills of Geronimo. The hills of Geronimo. Michael G. Ronstadt. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll be back here. We promise. We'll be back. There's CDs out there too, please.